today I'm going to show you how to use Claude Design. I know a lot of people have already been talking about it, but I want to just specifically talk about it when it comes to learning development and some of the things that I've been hearing about, some of the chatter that I've been hearing about. I usually don't create videos the week that something launches. I like to take a step back. I like to figure it out myself. I like to, test out the tool a little bit. And so it means that a lot of the times the videos come out a little bit later and when the hype has kind of died down a little bit. But again, I like to approach it more as like, okay, I want to sit with it a little bit to kind of figure out my solution before I dive in and start teaching you about it. So if you go on over to claude.ai, so this unfortunately is not in the desktop tool, and I like the desktop tool better. But if you go to claude.ai, you can come into the design tool. And one of the biggest things that I've seen, the chatter that I've seen, is how in a couple of prompts, it's actually taken a lot of their credits and they're out of credits for the week. And that's true. And that's true especially if you don't adjust the model that you're actually using. So I want to call those things out of like, okay, how can I use Claude Design without it taking up a bunch of my credits? So a couple things to kind of consider. And once we get into that design, I will talk a little bit about how you can save that. But you can see here, one thing that I would do first, if you're creating a full type of interaction or a full course or things like that, I would use the wireframe. And I would not do the high fidelity one yet. I would do the wireframe first. But you can also do slide decks. You can do it from a template, and you can do another project as well. You could also come in here to the examples. And the examples will give you an idea of the different types of interactions that Claude Design can do for you. So you can see different mobile apps, you can see different interactions. Now, the other thing that you can do is create a design system, which you can set up right here as well. What a design system does is it allows you to create your brand, your upload style guides, upload things specifically about your company, and create that design. So now when Claude Design creates anything else, you can say, use that design system from there. So that is something to keep in mind. But let's go into prototype here. And you can see all my previous designs, but I'm going to come in and give it a name. So I'm going to create a mobile app. So I'm going to go into my Vibe code, my vibedojo.ninja, and I have a lot of blog posts that I want to use. So we're going to copy that. And what we're going to do is say the Vibe Dojo app. Then if I click on create, it's not going to create anything yet. Again, it will prompt me to do design systems, but it will also prompt me to take in some screenshots, or if I have a Figma file. What I want to do is take a screenshot of my Vibe Dojo website here. This is going to be something that I want to create a mobile application where it features all of my different videos. So I'm going to drag this into my area here. And this is where I would say you can start to see all of your uploads and everything like that. But what I would say is come into the gear icon down at the bottom, and let me expand this back out here. If you click on the gear icon, what I noticed is that it used the Claude Opus initially. So Claude Opus is their highest, most token consuming or credit consuming model. So if you don't change that, yes, it's going to run out a lot quicker. So what I typically do is I switch that over to Sonnet. I only use Opus if it's like a big task, something that I know is a little bit more complex, that's going to take a little bit longer to do. If I don't need to do that and it's just small little tweaks and so forth like that, then I use Sonnet. And Sonnet is not going to take up as much. It's still going to take up some, so it depends on how back and forth you go in this, but it doesn't take up as much. So I'm going to keep it at Sonnet here. And then I'm going to, and anything that you can do for designs as well, you can import that here. But now I'm going to come in and say, I want to create an iPad app that is designed to my Vibe Dojo website, and it features my various videos. I want to have a big new video banner on the homepage for the latest video with a button to go to the video that will show the video description and a notes feature below the video. Back on the homepage, it should have rows with tiles of other videos, and the rows will be various topics. When they tap on a video, it should show the video page with the features I mentioned. This doesn't have to be a mobile application. This could be an actual e-learning experience that I'm creating as well. but I just wanted to approach it a little bit differently because I've always thought that it'd be cool to have an app with all of the different videos and featured videos and so forth, almost like my own little Netflix or something like that. But let me go ahead and hit send here, and it's going to start creating my design. So the more detail you have, the more it will help with the design. The more brand designs that you have as well, the style guides that you upload, that will help with your organizational design here. And it doesn't, Claude maybe doesn't take up as much to think about the design and so forth. So that could be another way to save credits. Now, inside of my course that I'm currently working on for the AI development, and this may be out by the time this video releases, I am going to talk about Claude Design more in depth. I'm going to explore all the different things that you can do with Claude Design and change it. But this is just a quick overview of that. But if you want to check out that course, you can go ahead and click on the link. And once that course is out, I'll make sure that the link is there as well. Okay, so it is asking me some questions. What is the latest featured video? So the latest one is this one right here. So I'll go ahead and just paste in the link right there. And so we will paste the title right here. So I'm going to paste in the title. Title is, so what topics arose? And so it should be the same topics that I have. Let's go back into here. So it should be same topics that I have on my website. So let's copy in that, but I'm also going to just take a screenshot of that as well. So let's come back in here and say, let's attach that screenshot, the topics you find here. Okay, so how should the notes feature work? So let's go ahead and say simple text notes feature, save per video, timestamp notes. I want timestamp for sure. Just a scratch pad. Nope, let's go here. Okay, where will the videos be hosted? YouTube. And then also visual direction, match the website. Let's go dark mode version of the site. Let's do just the white, black, red accent thing right there. How many design variations? Let's just do one polished one for now. If I'm creating a lot of different variations, I can see that taking up a lot more credits as well. So the navigation style for iPad, let's do top bar, bottom bar. Let's do decide for me. And then anything else brand specific. Nope, nothing else. Okay, so it's going to ask some clarifying questions, which I appreciate. I want it to understand more, and I can actually prompt that to say, hey, ask me some questions to clarify this. You could also go into Claude Chat and you could say, help me create a prompt for Claude Design. And that prompt will help you define exactly what you're going to put inside of Claude Design. That could also help with some credits as well. So if you figure out the prompt initially, before you start to do the design, that could get you at least part of the way there. While this is working, you could also come up to a new sketch before, and it would give you kind of a whiteboard where you could sketch out a few things of like, this is where I want the banner to be. And in that sketch, I don't have it here, but I do cover it in my course. In that sketch, you could add little sticky notes, and you can say, this is what I want this to do, this is what I want that to do, and so forth. And that could help with your design as well. Okay, so just like that, we now have our app. There's a couple things with Claude Design that I can come in and I can adjust. So over here, you can see the accent color. If we want to change to a different accent color and see what that's going to be, I can come in and change to that one. I want to go back into the red. I don't know exactly which one I had, but let's go back to the red. And so you can see dark mode, light mode, and then also tile width. If I want to adjust the tile width, I can adjust the tile width as well. Now I can come back and forth and notice as I hover over it, which iPads don't have a hover state, but as I hover over it, I guess with Apple Pencil they do, but as I hover over it, it shows that drop shadow, but maybe I want to have a drop shadow and a little bit more padding on there as well. Let's click on one of the videos and click on the video here, which doesn't really play the video here, but that's fine because we're not getting it to work specifically inside of here. We just want to get the design right. So I can come in here and add my notes and then click on add and see how the timestamp notes would be there. So if I go back to home, you can click on the different tiles as well to see the different topics and see how the videos are going to be there. I can click on the video and then see more and more there as well. So it's a good start, but I want to see like a little bit more adjustments. Right here, you can adjust the tweaks panel if you want to have that visible or not visible. You could also come in here and if you click on comment and you can point things out. So if I just select in here, like this object, I can say there is not enough padding inside of the tile. The text is too close to the edge. Also, I want the tile and text area to stand out from the background. So maybe have that white and the background be a light gray. So that could be one of my prompts. What comment does though is it just specifically allows you to target an item here. Now you could also click on edit, where if you click on edit, it allows you to select an object and then you can see some of the styling elements that I could do. So instead of prompting it, I could actually come in here and say, hey, add some padding to this. So if I select there, you can see that there is no padding. Well, that makes sense. So I can just come in here and adjust the padding there. Now I've already added the comment, so I think it's still working over there. Let me click here. Yep, it is still working. But the edit does allow you to select different things and select colors. So I can go in and visually, just like I would with like Figma or Photoshop or something like that, I can go in and just visually use the properties on the right-hand side to be able to adjust things. Allows you to do a lot. So very similar to like any design tool, but the more you do, the more credits it's going to take. And so that's what I want to just emphasize, is to make sure that I would get it to a starting point, then move it over to Claude Code or any other AI tool, and then use Claude Code to continue it from there. Because some of these visual changes I can do in Claude Code. I don't have to do in Claude Design. But Claude Design does give me a good starting point. Okay, so you can see here, white card background. It did change it a little bit, but not too much. And so I'd probably want to change that a little bit more. Let's click on See All, which See All doesn't do anything, and that's fine. But like right here, I can draw out an area and say, hey, I want this down at the bottom. You can type something in here and click send to draw out that area. You can zoom in, you can zoom out as well. Now, one thing I also did is I said, based on this, create a style guide that exports a PDF, and it will create an entire style guide that I then took that and I basically opened it up inside of Cursor. And I said, okay, Cursor, I want to create a mobile application and do it based off of the style guide. And it created a to-do application that I was working on. And it, like that, basically just applied all of the style guides to my mobile application. So that is one thing that I think is tremendously helpful. But you can also come in here and click on share. Now, if you click on share, you can download this as a zip file. You can send it to Canva. You can export this as custom HTML already, or you can hand off to Claude Code. If you hand off to Claude Code, it will have this copy command. And all you have to do is click on the copy command and then pull up Claude Code right here. So let's go into a Claude Code, and all I would do is create a new session and save it inside of a folder. So I would probably select the repo and then paste in the prompt there. It will take everything that it built inside of Claude Design, start a new file on your desktop here or inside of GitHub if you have that connected. Then you can continue working on it inside of Claude Code. I dive more deep into this on We Create a Player inside of my course. If you want to check that out, make sure you check that out as well. Also, if you want to check out our website, if you check out the blog, you can, if you sign in for free, you can bookmark those blogs, and so you can see all previous videos. You can check out full courses that we have covering anything vibe coded related, JavaScript and Storyline and AI as well. We also have free downloads that you can download, like a business requirement document as well. So there's a lot there that you can do just by heading on over to vibedojo.ninja. That's all I have for today. So thanks everyone. I'll see you next time.
I'll solve it. Spit one prompt and the whole squad evolves quick. Vibe code, baby. Watch what we code. Type one line and I'm switching your mode. Hey!